It's your girl, Javy. Hi, Priestess. I don't give a shit, Virgo. It's Pisces season. Welcome to your shadow season, and we're doing drugs. Not all of y'all. Most of you need to. But I can tell you. That's the... Let me stop. For some of y'all, that's the answer. Who else did this come out for? I think it was Cancer or Leo. Some of y'all just need to, like, you know, of course, consult your doctor if you got shit or whatever, but, like, some of y'all need to do some drugs and go talk to God. And tend to this anxiety, tend to this. And I also feel like some of y'all, you're going to find out you're doing for people that would not be doing the way you're doing for them, they would not do for you. And so there's something about, like, there may be instances where you, like, go to show up for people who will, like, continuously don't show up for themselves. Or you go to show up for somebody or help someone and, like, oh, something came up and and there's, like, this ending of a cycle in, like, your Captain Save-A-Ho-ness. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I love you. It's Pisces season. It's your shadow season. We got to deal with the shadow. I love you. I'm just going to, like, keep it real. Be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising. Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything. But, Virgo. Mercury is out of shadow. Mercury is now in Aquarius. In Aquarius, 2:22 on the clock. There is a mastery that's going on in the realm of your mind, in the realm of who you are, what you know about yourself to be true, how you relate to your mind, how you let your logic lead the show. Some of you have been leaning on logic for way too long. Leaning on the structure of things versus the experience of things. Leaning on the structure of your relationship versus the experience of your relationship or your marriage or your best friendship or your career. There is something here about an ending of a cycle in the realm of your mind, an ending of the dark night of the soul. There is way too much data, way too much information to extract. There's way too much data to extract from this darkness, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And I feel like if you don't voluntarily take your head out of your hands, for some of you, if you don't voluntarily get your head out of your ass, I will be the one who says it, and do your part to look forward, do your part to take this L, to allow yourself to be humbled, allow yourself to be called out, make the decision, get off the fence, take heed to whatever calling is on your life. Some of you are just like fighting the fact that you are a fucking spirit having a human experience, and your spirit needs to be in the driver's seat, not your thoughts, because those are subjective. And with practice and patience, you can acquire dominion that the divine has already told you that it gave you. You have dominion over way more than just your mind. It's like y'all want to be so masterful in the damn mind. If only you would realize that, like, there's so much more out here to be masterful over. It's like you want to be masterful of your mind, but you want to be master of everybody else's mind, and you want everybody else to, you know, behave a certain way. That why can't they show up like you? Are you showing up for you? Like you show up for them, like you show up for everybody? Yeah, but I can't just take a day off and I've got all this anxiety and blah, 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 and I got things to do and blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, that will keep being the narrative if that's what you keep telling yourself. And then you will continue to raise children who watch you self-sacrifice, and then they will grow up into women and men who also self-sacrifice. Blame Mercury in Capricorn, not me. That's not, this isn't me. That Mercury retrograde in Capricorn was meant to kick your ass. And I haven't even shuffled yet. All right, because clearly they got shit to let them, it wants to come through. Let's get it in. So, and I've been clearing this space all day. So, the benevolent welcoming the benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For Pisces season 2023. This is really the end of 2022. And this is your shadow season, Virgo. And so trust and believe. You're going to need to learn how to navigate your dark. Stop worrying about everybody else's dark. You change you, and the rest of the room will be impacted. The rest of the line gets impacted when you change and fix and work on you. But you stressing out because nobody else around is acting right or blah, 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 and it's just like, no. That's behavior that you are allowing, that you are that you are teaching, or that you are, because we teach people how to treat us by how we treat ourselves. And there is just a certain kind of liberation that I feel like you are like like you feel like there's this accomplishment because you're stressed out and drained and, you know, questioning like yourself and who you are. And it's just like, oh, this is just like what adults do, or this is what, you know, entrepreneurs are like, or this is what, you know, moms are like, or it's like, no. A lot of us are not out here stressed out like that. Let's quit playing with this glamorization of the hustle. There is no like glitz and glamour and glory. There is no like participation war. There's no like grading for how miserable, how much you sacrificed and how much you gave up yourself, how much you like, you know what I mean? Like, who are you? Make sure that you're like, I get really uncomfortable with people whenever I hear like, when I like around people pleasers, because it's like you are taught, I think, to believe that it's that you're doing this for everybody else, that you're doing this to make everybody else comfortable. But this all comes back to you. People who like people please, it really is, it says more about you as a person than it does like, I don't know. It doesn't say what you think. I'm trying to be nice. Anyway. Empty your lungs. Take a deep breath when you're ready. Hold it at the top, and then exhale out of your mouth. Some of you are struggling with being told what to do or taking direction from someone else, or some of you are just feeling like, oh, you know, I just tell them, no one listens to me and blah, blah, blah. It's giving very martyr, and I don't know what's going on or why I'm tapping into this energy. Or why this may not be your experience, but for whoever this is, like, you need to hear this. Like, there's something about, like, I do everything for everybody and nobody does it for anything for me. It's like, bitch, all you had to do is ask. All you had to do is say no. This, like, oh, it's like a narrative that you are creating that, like, oh, I do so much and blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, how about, since you do so much, how about you manifest some people who will help you? Manifest a family that, like, contributes. Stop enabling everybody and taking and being a yes person and taking on so much that you create this self-fulfilling prophecy where, like, I do everything for everybody and nobody does anything for me. It's like, yeah, do you even know what you need? Do you even know what you want? Do you even know what you like? Do you even know what, like, delegation, you know what I mean? Like, if you could delegate, would you? Like, do you have people you can trust around, like in the home, outside of the home? Like, I also feel like this clinging to control is just you subconsciously telling everybody else and the divine that you don't trust them. Yes, and in your Pisces, the Hangman reverse coming out, in your shadow season, there are some big realizations that are coming in. The rush of blood to the head. This is like insight, aha moments coming in. And I do feel like there is this like outpouring or uncovering of shame, of guilt, possibly. And that's like the root of some of this stuff that I'm talking about, is shame and guilt. Also maybe stuff with drugs or alcohol or addiction, or maybe you're dealing with somebody or trying to, play cap and save a hoe for somebody who is an addict or someone who won't help themselves, 1111, and you've been wishing for something, you've been wishing for an out, or you've been wishing for their betterment, or you've been wishing for them to get it together or something of that nature, but it's just like you can only do so much. You can only bring a horse to water. At some point you have to understand, like, it's time to change the narrative. It's time to change the story. And your ruling planet, Mercury, granted it's one of the fastest, it's in Aquarius, then going into Pisces, and then that's once it goes into Aries, it's the new cycle, a new chapter. And I just feel like it's time to prepare for the end. What do you know you need to wrap up? Virgo, you are very much so a representative of like the 3D day-to-day life, work, health, service. And it's like you're the 3D day-to-day, and you're in Pisces, your shadow, your opposite is the spirit realm. And where do those two collide, and how can you experience more magic or incorporate more magic in your mundane? How can you let the two collide more? And there's something here about leaning way too much on logic. And I've said this quote so much over, I don't know why it keeps coming up, but I'll keep saying it, Rev Fam, till I die. Amber Khan, one of the only women I have ever admired, she said, I often wonder what my life would look like if I needed things to make sense before I did them. And she is also ruled by Mercury, but she's a Gemini. And I just feel like you have access to that kind of faith, Virgo. You are one of the most slept on intuitives of the zodiac. You be knowing. You have access to the Hangman reverse again. You have access to so much of the spirit realm. It's just like, get the fuck out of your own way and let yourself be a miracle. Get out of your own way. There is motion that wants to come in. Whatever it is that you're striving for victory over, I feel like it very much so will be coming in Pisces season. There may be somebody like, this also could be like victories in regards to motherhood. This is a new chapter. This is a turning point that's coming in. I feel like you guys are really moving forward. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. There's some kind of like triumph coming in. Also something with a car, helping out someone with a car, or buying a car, getting a new car, a wheel of fortune coming in. Something is spinning in your favor. I just feel like what's going on with your relationship to change. Are you able to generate the changes that you want in your life? Are your actions a reflection of your desired trajectory? There's been some hard stuff. You've been having to like mix and match, combine forces, and create like, I guess like access different elements to just like make things work. And I just feel like you've had to MacGyver some stuff in your life lately. You've been really having to it just feel in the I don't want to hone in on any particular hardship, but I just feel like there's You've been going through a lot. It's been heavy. But you're moving forward and you're learning from the previous heaviness. There's wisdom that I feel like is finally like propelling you forward. There's motion coming. There may be somebody with Cancer placements coming in, but first thing out in Pisces season to be clarified is like what's keeping you from the next level, what's keeping you from your victory. It's just you. Three of Swords wanted to come out, but it didn't. So there could be like victory over heartbreak, pain, disappointment. Maybe somebody with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Virgo, Cancer placements. I feel like the name of the game in Pisces season is integration. You will be so victorious if you will let yourself be reflective and integrate the lessons that you've learned. And stop being hard-headed and ignoring your intuitive side. Ignoring the fact that the divine is trying to commune with you. Some of you like brutally rebuff that side of you and so, for some reason, or you have people around you who just really struggle with intimacy or tapping into their inner knowing or listening to a hunch or or letting yourself be guided. There's a lot of self-doubt. There's a lot of like keeping yourself from like the movement or the victory that you want because of self-doubt or like shitty ways of thinking. This full moon in, I feel like the new moon in Pisces and the full moon in your sign coming up are really, really important. Actually, we didn't even talk about it. For free content, check out my Instagram at justj_everything, TikTok at justjeverything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, justjeverything.com. This is already going to be a juicy plunge over on Patreon where we clarify all these cards, and there's just a whole bunch of other spiritual content over there that's dope, and we're building a fucking cult and community, and I hope you join. Yeah. Anyway, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's keep going. Pisces season 2023. There also may be 5 of Swords at the center of the reading. Okay, some of y'all are going off. Or someone around you goes off. There could be a leaving, a breaking up, someone getting fired, or you firing someone. There's definitely grudges being held. This could involve someone with Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements, maybe Virgo. I just feel like there's been a lot of cloudiness, and there's been a lot of, for some of you, this is stuff in the past. Stuff that really bruised your ego or stuff, but I feel like also all of these are things or lessons in control for you. You trying to fucking create the narrative or steer the show, and the divine is how many times has tried to tell you to surrender, has tried to show you, hey chick, you ain't the one in charge, or hey bruh, you ain't the one in charge, but you just don't want to listen, or it just feels like, hey boo, the divine's just like, hey, you should pay attention to that. And you're like, okay, yeah, I know. It's like, it's in the back of my mind and I've thought about it. And like, I just got so much stupid out. Yeah, I'm good. And the divine's like, hey, you should really look at that. And you're like, yeah, I know. It's kind of getting uncomfortable. Just like, I'm just going to keep going, coffee and kids and tea and like, whatever, like, plastic surgery possibly, or going to the gym and blah, blah. It's like all this like service, like I got to do this for this person and make this for this person and hang out for this person, and oh, maybe I should drink some water. And the divine's like, okay, if you don't look at that right now, and you're like, yeah, I'll look at it. Okay, and then it's like all of a sudden your relationship starts to go to shit. All of a sudden your friends start to pick fights with you. All of a sudden your kids aren't acting right. All of a sudden what you're trying to build starts to crumble. It's like whenever we prolong this, whenever we do this, judgment reversed, whenever we won't make the decision, when we won't act on our better knowing, when we ignore that trumpet of truth, Because we know, that's one thing, when spirit speaks to you, you feel it all in your body, and you know when you're actively avoiding it. You know when the divine has told your ass to do something and you're just like, okay, tower. And then you're like, what we're not going to do is act brand new, Virgo. That's not what we're going to do anymore. We're not acting brand new. And the divine's not going to act brand new with you anymore either. I feel like there is, exactly. The divine is depending on you to level yourself the fuck up. Get out of your comfort zone. Be willing to transmute whatever this pain is into power. All of these cards are like this light blue, except for the Chariot. I feel like you are being like propelled. Sorry. Some of y'all are being pushed into like, it's like, okay, yeah, it's like there's all this like triumph and joy, this is like celebration, yay. Okay, but now to this, real quick. That's how like the universe, it feels like, okay, yeah, it's like I'm gonna let you get this little win. You're gonna have this little win. But the little win was really the bait to get you to heal some of this for yourself. For some of you, there's abandonment wounds. For some of you, you got to watch your mouth. Your tone is really fucked up. How you talk to people, your delivery is fucked up, and everybody may be scared to tell you, but I ain't. You only Mercury, I'm Mars. And there may be somebody around who is like being very like challenging to you, or someone that you're getting into an argument with, or that you're having like really volatile exchanges with. And I feel like you are going, like you are supposed to be an example, or you're going to be prosperous in a way where you just can't keep behaving like this, or you can't keep responding like this. You're also, I feel like people are watching you, and they're going to start treating you, meeting you at that level. Watch your kids start meeting you at that level. And you'd be like, oh, how these motherfuckers get the audacity? By watching you. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. I feel like there's harsh truths being delivered, and harsh truths that you're needing to take in and process. I feel like with love comes correction, and you are great at dishing out and giving the correction, but it's time for you to receive some direction from the only one who can give it to you at this point, which is the God of your understanding. And so let go of that know-it-all stubborn shit, or be dragged, but either way you're going, either way you're moving towards a new relationship with yourself. A new relationship, this new passion, this initial stages of a project. Either way, you're being, there's like some pegs or something that's being like, okay, you think you know, but you have no idea, and you keep talking about what you believe in, but let's see it. When the shit hits the fan, how do you show up? Or you say you have this faith, or you're trying to show up, me this example of faith. Hey, baby, let's see it. Final card, final message for Virgo, sun, moon, and rising for Pisces season. I don't know why it's coming out this aggressively. I just feel like because there's 3 of the 4 cards that are out are filled with clouds. There's been so much confusion. And I feel like so much confusion that could be cleared up by way of you articulating yourself and using your words and creating a crystal clear, like, hey, this is what it is. There's multiple areas in your life where you probably need to do that, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. But I also feel like there are people around you who are purposefully, or people in your life who are purposefully keeping things vague and cloudy with you. And you need to like go ahead and be honest that, like, especially if we're exploring some variation of a commitment or a contract or business together, if shit is this cloudy, oh no, You know what I mean? If you can't prioritize transparency and clarity in our connection, then this is not, you know, this isn't it for me. And if you're attracting situations or experiences, if you're experiencing these interactions or these experiences, Virgo, where like things are super unclear or you can't make movement or headway, I need you to know that that is a reflection of something that's going on inside of you. So where do you need to be 100% brutally, like crystal clear, honest with yourself? External confusion is generated by internal confusion. The subconscious mind just has to affirm our programming. It has to. So if you've got some narrative where it's like, I'm not worthy of people telling me that they love me, or people showing me how they love me, or I'm not worthy of, like, why don't people ever get to know me the way, or love me the way I want them to love me, blah, blah, blah. Whatever complaints you're having about all these other people, I feel like is a reflection of something that is really needing to be like checked and upgraded within yourself, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Excuse me. I feel like there's people with specifically Libra, Scorpio, Gemini, Aquarius placements that they're still like healing or processing people who have left heartbreaking situations. The Five of Swords, and then the Queen of Swords is the Six of Swords. And so whatever, some of you are like really grieving something still, or going back and forth, or really insecure or unsure or indecisive about something. Some of you are really stuck in like somebody that left, or you're stuck in this place of there's maybe drama or mental conflict in some sort of way. And I do feel like with the Queen of Swords coming out, sorry, I'm getting over being sick. With the Queen of Swords coming out, there's data, information that you are supposed to be transmuting into power, into like directness. There's things to say. There is something about like saying what needs to be saying what needs to be said, being direct, being honest, being astute, being well-spoken, being articulate. You need to articulate your feelings. I feel like you also need to get back to writing, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Writing, journaling, directing, or the screenplay, or the series, the trilogy, the saga, whatever it is. There's something about like writing or some kind of creative bone, even if it's just journaling for yourself. I feel like journaling would be really, really beneficial for you. Final card, final message for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Pisces season 2023. Nice. Final card, final message is the Nine of Pentacles, which is Venus in Virgo, with the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Damn. Some of y'all have something very important to acknowledge and to resolve within yourself before you can say it to this other person. This other person, I feel like they may have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn placements. They may really be going through it emotionally, but I feel like there is replenishment, healing available. Even healing after, possibly for some of you, infidelity or drinking problems, addiction problems. There's some sort of like apology or a new healing modality or something that needs to be tried. Stop looking at it as an emotional issue or an intellectual issue when it's an energetic, a childhood wound issue, a father wound issue, an addiction, or, you know, there's, it didn't start with this person. This person may be living out some generational trauma. Whoever you're dealing with, I may be talking about you, but flip it. But I feel like there's a lot that you get established. You fuck around and articulate your pain. You fuck around and articulate these goals, these aspirations. You come up with a new business plan. It gets done. It gets created. There is prosperity. There is this positive abundance. But trust and believe an abundance. You can have an abundance of bullshit too. Stop saying abundance. Get really specific about what you want an abundance of. Are you manifesting abundance and prosperity that's generating all of this stress and anxiety? And I feel like all the stress and anxiety is coming out because you are way too low on the totem pole of your priorities. You have to get your head out of your ass so that you can receive the divine replenishment that if you just look up, if you would stop, there's all this opportunity for, I feel like there's all this opportunity. There's new technology that makes shit easier for you. There's new technology that makes shit easier in your professional and in your business life, in your romantic life, in your creative life. All you've got to do is stop saying like, oh, I don't know, I can't, I don't know, I'm so stressed out. Stop saying all that shit and like, take a minute. Mind your words. Words are spells. Words have power. Words set things in motion. Even the Bible says life and death are in the power of the tongue. What are you generating with your fucking words? What are you setting in motion with your words? Or what is not being set in motion because you haven't released your truth yet? Whatever it is, you generate a lot of movement. If you would just do the right thing, say your truth, transmute this pain into power, and there's this ending of a cycle and all that anxiety, and you finally start to feel like yourself again, grounded again. Mercury in Aquarius amidst Pisces season is meant to kick your ass. But it's really just molding you into shape. And I only feel like it's gotta kick your ass because you're being really fucking stubborn. Stop that. Let's get into it. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.